You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Y&R fans. It is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I have got your Young and the Restless early weekly spoilers. These run from Monday, August 2nd through Friday, August 11th. I have 4 sizzling spoilers for you. We don't have the dates for them yet because that hasn't come out yet from the official CBS spoilers trove, but we have some very hot things to talk about. First is... This is a very strange spoiler to me just because of all the action that has happened. The official Y&R spoiler for next week is that Billy Abbott picks a side. Obviously, we're talking about the Abbott family civil war. Here's my question, and I expect it might be yours too. Hasn't he already picked a side? He is on Team Jack Diane, and he has been conspiring with them. He's doing the Trojan horse thing where he is infiltrating Ashley and Tucker's relationship and their new business plans, and he's trying to find out exactly what she plans for Jabot. We are going to find out on Wednesday, August 2nd, that her plan, as flawed and skewed as it is that she thinks that Diane is going to ruin Jabot intentionally, accidentally, but Diane is going to just see Jabot on a decline, and then Ashley and Billy are going to run in at the last second and save the company. And she's puffing Billy up by saying things, "You're going to be a real hero." Well, I mean, that's a thing that a guy like that's going to want to hear. You know, most men are going to want to hear, "I get to be a hero." So my question is, because they bring this spoiler in, Billy picks a side, does that mean that his side is in question? Is he about to pivot? Is he going to pivot around to Ashley's side and start drinking that Tucker McCall Kool-Aid and decide that Diane is worse than Tucker? I mean, I don't know. It's kind of a toss-up with those two, given their histories. But at present, I definitely think Diane is better than Tucker. I don't think he's changed that much. I do think she has changed. A lot of fans don't, and they think she is hiding an agenda. We shall see, but maybe Billy decides that he's going to pick his own side and not side with either of them. I don't know, but it's a very strange spoiler given that he's already committed to the Jack and Diane team. Hey, if you haven't already, please reach down, click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our Y&R updates. One of the commenters asked me if it costs anything to subscribe. No, it's free. It just lets you know when you log in and go to your dashboard, it'll tell you that there's new videos available, and it lets us know how many followers we have so we can determine what kind of content to bring you guys. So we appreciate your follows, your likes, and your comments. We read them all. Digging into the next early weekly spoiler for Young and the Restless, I'm very interested in this one. This is Phyllis Summers takes a big risk. This could be about her going to work at Adam and Nick and Sharon's company, but I don't think it is. I think the big risk she is taking is defying Tucker's mandate that she destroy Jack and Diane. She really doesn't want to do this because the only way that she is going to be redeemed in the eyes of her kids, Summer and Daniel, is if she plays nice. If she keeps going after Diane, they are going to walk away from her. They're going to think she hasn't changed, she hasn't learned a lesson, and that she's being awful. She doesn't want to do any of this, even though she still doesn't like Diane and they're not ever going to be tennis buddies. She's just kind of done with this whole thing. She realized she screwed up, and the problem is Tucker has got his foot on her neck. So she has talked to Adam, and Adam has said he would help her. What's a point in her favor is that Adam doesn't like Tucker at all. So taking Tucker down is kind of a nice little side project for him. So they're going to work on this. But the big risk she takes, I think, is maybe Tucker comes to her and tells her something that he wants her to do, and I think she's going to push back. But the problem is that he's got Carson the EMT in his pocket, and if Phyllis doesn't do what he says, he can have the guy leave town, and without his testimony exonerating her from Stark's death, Jeremy Stark's death, she could go to jail. So it is a big risk. That is a perfectly apt way to describe this. All right. We also have next week, Audra Charles pushed into a corner. That's all the information. So what's happening on Wednesday, August 2nd on Y&R? Audra is out of town with Kyle. They are supposedly on a Newman business trip. Summer thinks it's just a funny business trip and that they are just out of town banging. And as a matter of fact, she tells Jack and Diane that they're out of town on business and that those two have been sleeping together. And that makes his parents really worry about what Kyle is doing and what kind of choices he's making, because they know he's happier with Summer and they would prefer him with Summer. So in terms of Audra being pushed into a corner, there's any number of people that could be coming after her. If it's a personal situation, it could be Summer or Diane or Jack trying to tell her, look, just stay away from Kyle. It could be Victor, because he knows that Audra is sketchy and that Nate is sketchy, and he is keeping a closer eye on things. And it could be Kyle. Maybe he wants more from her than she's ready to give. We will have to see. It could be Tucker pushing her about something, but no matter who's pushing her into a corner, I am certain that Audra is going to find a way to wiggle out of it, because she is a slippery little eel and nothing gets past her. So that should be very interesting. In other Abbott news, for early weekly spoilers for Young and the Restless, we have Abby Newman trying to bring peace to the family. She knows that her mom is the primary instigator in this Abbott civil war. Abby loves her Uncle Jack. She actually doesn't mind Diane, and she's been pretty nice to her mom about Tucker, considering how much Abby has always hated Tucker for cheating and treating her mom like crap. So Abby doesn't like this. She doesn't like her mom coming at Jabot. She just chewed her out earlier this week and said, how do you think you're going to save Jabot by starting a company competing against it? You know, it doesn't make any sense. Nothing Ashley is saying makes sense. And that comes down to, I think, sloppy writing, even though there's been complete continuity, by the way, in the writer's room. The WGA strike is not affecting Y&R, because in advance of the strike, head writer Josh Griffith pre-fired his breakdown writers. Those are the writers that basically write the narrative, like Jack comes in to sit, Diane sits next to him, Billy walks in the door. The breakdown writers write that, it's the narrative, and then the script writers write the dialogue of what they say. So he got rid of the people that were writing the narrative, and I assume he was already writing the dialogue, and now he's writing all of it. So we cannot blame anything happening on Y&R on the writer's strike, because same guy is writing it. So in terms of Abby bringing peace, she's not going to be able to talk Ashley down. Let's face it, nobody. Ashley is just out of control. She's like the Abbott version of Victoria right now. They are both just being monstrous to their families and are just behaving badly. Maybe we will see both these ladies get a reality check very soon. All right, that is all of our Y&R early spoilers. We will have full weekly Young and the Restless spoilers for you by the end of the week, as well as 2-week spoilers, comings and goings, casting updates, and more. If you haven't already, we'd love it if you'd click subscribe. If you enjoyed these early weekly spoilers, click us a like. Drop comments about what you're excited to see next week. We read all your comments. We love them, and we appreciate you listening. Thanks, guys.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.